to die today and you had a message, what would you share right now? I know I'm a beast.
The thing that pours down to everything else is just keep moving. Keep moving your body, keep moving your mind, keep moving what you think, what your thought process, keep moving positively in your life. Because life is always going to give you a bunch of lemons. But what you do well is what matters. Just keep it moving. As long as you keep it moving, you do well. The moment you stop moving is the moment you stop dying.
So first and foremost, man, I'm super excited. I'm here with Marcus Pittman. We're about to have a powerful conversation.
Yep.
As you know, I'm excited to be rolling out under the Unstoppable brand, the University Through Adversity, which is powerful. We talk about a number of things from a number of perspectives on a number of platforms. And I want to give Marcus a chance really to introduce himself and give us a little bit of history about your high school and college career and what you've already done.
My name is Marcus Pittman. I am born and raised from North Carolina. What school I went to is called Western Harnett. If most people know, they was known as the single wing offense. It was one of the last schools to run it in the early 2000s. Actually, we was on ESPN for that.
Okay.
So I came from a place where being upstanding and being accountable for what you got to do is strong, because if you're not, you're going to get exposed. So my high school was good standing. Childhood, I mean, I was single parent home. I bounced between my mom and grandma. I didn't really have a real male role model other than my cousins, my uncles, but, you know, they had their lives. So it kind of had like a little lonely road to it.
Sure.
Prior to my senior year, I just realized about the importance of, you know, school, and it can get me out of there, because up till my junior year, I didn't think I would be able to leave.
You didn't know what your future looked like, is what you're saying.
I had no idea. And my junior year, I blew up in football. I had like 14 sacks that year, and I was all regional. I was battling for all state. Senior year, I ended up going to the North Carolina Oasis Shrine.
Oh,
Bole.
you did?
Yeah,
you did,
so
which is a big deal.
that was my first taste of like, I really am good.
Right. I can do this.
Yeah, I never no, you see the people on TV like, oh, they must have been this ridiculous player, but then they say, no, I'm in a Shrine Bowl. You know, the top 100 or the top 50
in the entire country.
Yeah, so it's on North Carolina.
Only North Carolina. Okay.
Because I was saying I was a late bloomer. They didn't really know me till my junior, senior year. And, you know, back then, we didn't have the film like these kids have today, where they're recognizing players in 8th grade.
Sure. Well, you can market yourself is what that means.
Yes.
I want to say this because, you know, one of the things that sticks out to me, because I'm looking at you when we saw each other, and there's a connection because of our height. We was already connected, but I'm looking at your body. You look phenomenal. What are you doing right now? What are you doing?
I am a personal wellness specialist and a movement specialist. I'm also a elite athletic trainer.
Okay.
So my specialty with athletics is human body movement, biometrics, strength conditioning, putting it all together to one complete elite player. So my focus is more linebackers, defensive ends, because of the lack of visuals they get throughout the process, especially here in Arizona. There's a lot of linemen that are good that's not getting the exposure like these skilled players are getting.
Sure. Well, I want to say this, and it just makes me laugh because, and you don't have to tell us how old you are, but you look like you're about 20, 25, to be honest. You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just real talking. I love that you are taking what you're doing extremely serious because, as you know, our health is our wealth.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
But I want to shift gears just for a second, because I want you to talk about your experience in the NFL and stuff that you accomplished playing at that level, just to give people a little bit of background, if that's okay.
Yeah. So NFL did minicamp with the Kansas City Chiefs back when Herm Edwards was the coach.
Yeah.
I did good there. There is when I realized it was just much bigger than my talent in athletics. It was about who you know. And no, my childhood, like I said, is single parent home. I didn't
Right.
really have the visual of knowing the importance of relationships. So with relationships, I didn't have that there. So that's that first time I saw that. I did manage to sign free agent with the Saints. I lasted a good few all the way till September, and then I finally got the axe. But no, same thing about who you know. They decided to keep the people that they knew from previous coaches.
Right.
I was just that I went in, which I did good, but like I said, relationships. So from there I went to the AFL, but in the Arena Football League, I won 3 championships in a row. We've been to 4 straight Arena Bowls. So like I said, NFL being at Troy, winning the first ever championship there in Division I, taught me how to be that elite status.
Yes. No. Yeah. And you saying something that, I talk about all the time, that especially even with the people that I'm around in my personal journey, relationships are invaluable. And I don't care what people say. If you don't honor people, just like we connected, we're honoring each other right now.
Yes.
Like that's important. But then this is what I want to say. And I want to say this to those who are listening too, especially people of color, people who are Black, who are in that space. We have to stop hating on each other and start building relationships and loving on each other.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say that because my story is off the charts, but I want you to realize I'm telling you this because that's how you build. Like you got to do it because that's how it's supposed to be done.
That's supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you this because, I know a little bit about your story and your background, but I want you to open up and talk a little bit about what's going on in your personal life with your son. And if you feel free, you can share as much as you want to share.
So eventually, I retired from football completely in 2016. Then I started to be a personal trainer. So what I did was, knowing that I know how to be in shape, I tried to go that route. But in my mind, what I can do throughout all the training, the training room we were always in. We're in the training room 2 days a week. Well, 2 days, 2 times a day, literally. We're in the training room, practice, training room. So I knew how to rehab a lot of injuries like ACLs. So what happened was my son 3 years ago, I dropped him off to his mother's house, happy, lively boy jumping everywhere.
Right.
2 days later, the next time I saw him, the only thing was moving his left leg.
Really?
Doctors had no idea what happened.
They didn't know what happened.
And he went paralyzed within 5 hours. First his arms start moving, and then within that 5-hour period, the only thing was moving his left leg, and he couldn't control his body. So me being in the health and wellness program, I knew a lot of doctors to call on. So I called them and told them the symptoms like what I need to do. 10 minutes later, one of my best friends from Spokane, she said it's acute flaccid myelitis. It can be the acute version or the autoimmune version.
Okay.
Which I knew it wasn't autoimmune because he was like healthy.
So he was in great shape.
He was in great shape, like 3 years old. He'll be in here jumping boxes everywhere.
Okay.
And he went limp. So the best thing he told me to do is physical therapy. So, my fiance, she's a physical therapist.
Gotcha.
Within that next morning, by the time he woke up, we had a plan to know what we're going to do. So we took like 20,000 steps a day back and forth through that hallway, trying to get him to walk, trying to get him to move his arms. The doctors had therapists come up, every hour, for an hour to help him out. They already told me, like, they gave him steroids. A week went by, they had no idea what he still had. I kept telling them what it was, what we need to do.
So I want to ask this question because this is important.
Yeah.
So how old was he when this happened? How old? Because I want people to understand, like, sometimes we don't know, and then I hate to say this, sometimes the doctors don't know either.
No.
So I want you to tell me, how old was he? Because I want to give a perspective.
At the time, he was going to turn 3 that next month. It
Okay.
happened in February.
Gotcha.
His birthday is March 8th, and he was about to turn 3 when it happened. And doctors told me, like, it'll be months. My even family that our MD said it was going to be 3 to 6 months before he started walking. And I had him walking 8 days.
Because you knew that sometimes, and I hate to say this, sometimes you get information from people who have credibility at a high level.
Yes.
And they're 100% wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I already know.
Yes.
I already know. Keep going, though, because I love that you're sharing
that's
this.
the glory of everything. It's like not like I had help with the relationships that I built from the time I left the NFL and on. So I knew the importance of it. So when things like no one would think that would happen. Like you wake up and your kid's paralyzed.
Right,
Like,
right. That's the last thing you had on. Right, that wasn't supposed to go down.
Majority of these parents, the only thing they can know is take them to the hospital, hope for the best.
Right.
I went to my phone and called my relationship, the people I have relationships.
Because you knew there was something else, and you didn't want to just go where somebody doesn't have a relationship with you or your child, and then just get you for 20 minutes and tell you, and then that's it.
Yes.
No, I already know.
Yes.
I already know.
I mean, we're talking about 7 days of them coming in there for 20 minutes telling us that they still don't know nothing. That 8th day, they did the same thing. Like, we're still trying to run a test, trying to figure out. And I just pulled my phone out. I said, well, he's walking. And the whole room just stopped. And it's like, we're going to discharge him today. He's going to go downstairs. He's going to do physical therapy 3 times a day until he's better. And like, thank you for doing what I've been trying to tell you for 5 days.
Well, I want to say this because I love, there's 2 things that stick out from what you're sharing.
Yeah.
And I think it will resonate to those who are watching our show. The reality is one, you had to become an advocate for your son, right? You had to figure out, how am I going to get him moving again and walking and growing and developing? And then the other thing that really resonates is you didn't waste time procrastinating and giving it to somebody else to have them figure it out because it's your child, right?
Yes.
And to me, that says a lot because, and I want to talk about this because I think it's relevant. When you play at such a high level, you played at a high level, I played at a high level, we realize there's another step that you can take if you need to.
Yes.
And so talk about that for a second.
I mean, what people don't realize is like there's a lot of work put in to get to where it's at.
Sure.
And when you get to a high level, you get to the point where you start realizing that you're not the only one that's just a high level athlete. Everybody is. Everybody is. Everybody's fast. Everybody's strong. Like, quick story. Like, I got off a block from a dude that was 6'8", 370. Typical, tackle in the NFL.
Big as a house.
I'm sitting here, got off the block. He was reaching me. I got off the block. I was going down the sideline trying to catch Reggie Bush. Reggie's
a beast. He's a beast.
People don't understand, like, when you get to that level, you can't think no more. You got to just react. You got to put in your P's and Q's right before you get to that lead. Before you can't start learning in the league. Just learn to react.
Too late. Well, it's too late.
It's too late. And Larry, I'm sitting here getting to Reggie. I'm still getting nudged. I'm looking around. I'm like, I'm 20 yards out in line. I got this 6'7", 380 dude right behind me. And he just looked at me, patted the back, said, welcome to the NFL, buddy. And I just stood, I couldn't say nothing. I was like, okay. It's another level.
Well, I want to say this. I want to say this, and I love where you're going with even with this conversation. Everybody's a beast.
Everybody.
So it don't really matter if you 6'7", 380. Like everybody's fast. Yes. Everybody's strong. Yeah. Everybody's got quick feet. Everybody can, they can get off blocks. Like all that stuff's going down. But this is what I want to say.
Wide receivers to the O line to the D line. Even D line got quick feet. Like even doing our strength and training program with the Saints, we were doing bad drills. It was like D line versus wide receivers. What? Like, no, you got to move just as fast.
Right.
You got to move just as fast. So now that's why with my athletic training with all my athletes now, I teach them it's like there's always the next level. It's always the next level. What you learn now is nothing. You got another level to that.
So I want to do 2 things. I want to shift gears just for a second. First, thank you for opening up, talking about your son. How's he doing before we move forward? How's he doing?
So right now, he sits, happy kid running around. I'll say he got up to like 98%. What I mean by that, because what I do, I see a lot. I see his body mechanics, his gait, tone, everything. Like to a normal eye, he looks like a perfectly normal child.
He's good.
But I can see the little limp on his right side, the tone with his hand grill, the fine motor movements with his hands. It's still a work in progress. He's still getting better. Like he can write better now, which is great. So that was that, like I said, like it shut everything down all the way to his bowel movements. Like we had to reteach him how to use the bathroom again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like all those 5 movements, though, it's been over 3 years and we're still working on them.
But you know, and I'll say this, and then I want to shift gears to our next topic.
Okay.
You know, a lot of it is him believing. See, it's got to be him believing that he's going to be the best version of himself.
Yes.
And once you start having that type of self-talk to yourself,
yes,
only good things are going to happen.
yes.
So you got to make sure that you keep pouring into him emotionally, and that's where I want to go next. Because one of the things that I'm sure you can talk about, and especially with some of your clients, is the mental toughness side.
Yes.
Because, you know, you and me just did a little, we did a drill where I did a curl, turn, move my hips, did a curl, turn, move my hips. And that was extremely hard.
Yeah.
How are you getting some of your clients to have the right mental toughness to work out with you? Because I think that's important.
It's called psychology.
Psychology.
It's always called psychology. Because what most people don't realize is like they see us like working out people trying to teach them the proper movement, all the way from me trying to release a psoas, nerve pressure point to make them be able to walk normal again, keep their back from hurting. It's all about telling them like there's always good and bad. Nothing comes easy. I always tell them that nothing comes easy.
I love that.
If it's easy, it's wrong. If it's easy, it's wrong. You think making the NFL is easy? It's not easy. It's hard.
Oh, it's not easy at all.
It goes all the way down to it's Thursday now. You still on your meal prep and you got a donut in front of you. What are you going to do?
And you got to make a decision.
You got to make a decision.
And if you eat the donut, that's probably going to take a little time off your 40.
Yeah.
That your vertical, and you're not going to get off the line. I mean, it's so many pieces to just eating that donut.
Yeah. So that's
deep.
Saying is like
that's deep.
I teach them how the importance of nutrition. Nutrition is always, without nutrition, there's no body. Because for me, I was pending my fourth surgery. I was 320 pounds. My A1C blood level was 9.7.
Okay, so it was high.
I was high. So I made a conscious decision, like all the bodybuilding people I train with, what they did with their food, like it's the food. Yes, I played football. Probably football was the reason why I stayed as healthy as I did. If I wasn't playing football, I'd probably had a heart attack before 30.
No question.
Yeah, I was 31 at this time. I'm 38 now. People think I'm 20-something. I'm 38.
Well, you look good.
Yeah.
You look good, young fella.
So once I teach them the importance of nutrition, like just because this is the food that's going to get you your muscles. This is the food that's going to get you your shape, the energy, the brain function. Because like a lot of people like think, oh, I'm just going to go keto. It's like you're taking all the glucose from your brain to function properly. So what's going to happen when you got a big time project on your job?
Oh, it's big.
You fumble
it's
it.
Big.
And you're out of a job. Then you're going to be double depressed, and you're going to go back to the ice cream, back to the sugar.
And it's going to start a cycle. It's going to
start
create
that vicious cycle. So it's warning them about the cycle of life. Life's going to give you limits regardless if you do it 100% well or not. It's how you get up.
Man, I want to say a couple things, man, because this conversation has been inspiring for me, and I want to just give you a little bit of background on me so you can understand my journey. So I had 2 strokes.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. So when I had the 2 strokes, I couldn't speak for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And this and
all
this
right side.
Was all numb.
Tone.
And this gonna sound crazy.
No tone.
It's still numb right now. I just don't tell people because I'm a beast. I shifted how I'm moving because I realized I can control the outcome. Yeah. And I love what you just said. And I really want everybody to pay attention because I want to make sure I echo what he just said. It's really based on what we're putting into our bodies. What are we eating? And if, as you know, if it's full of sugar or if it's stuff that is not healthy and if it's not natural and all that, and if it's being created because of, it's so many things.
So many things.
We have to really be, and I'm going to say this, discipline for ourselves. And that's us making a promise to ourselves. So I'm giving you a little bit of unstoppable mindset because that's just how I move.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, I really want you to take a moment to talk about if you had a message that you could share with our younger generation. Like I know you coach, you got a bunch of things that you do, but if you were going to die today and you had a message, what would you share right now? I know I'm a beast.
The thing that pours down to everything else is just keep moving. Keep moving your body. Keep moving your mind. Keep moving what you think, what your thought process. Keep moving positively in your life. Because life is always going to give you a bunch of limits. But what you do well is what matters. Just keep it moving. As long as you keep it moving, you do well. The moment you stop moving is the moment you stop dying. You start dying.
If he had a microphone, he would drop it right now because that's deep right there. Yes. Well, first and foremost, man, I appreciate you. This has been phenomenal.
Nice.
I appreciate everything that you just shared. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to give us your website or anything to promote what you're currently doing, speak to the camera because I want those who are tuning in to know how they can get a hold of my man. He's a beast. You already know his story. And then I want to say this, his mindset will help you get better just by being in his vicinity. So it's up to you, whatever you want to say, big dog.
So I'm on Facebook, Marcus Pittman, and then my Instagram is mpittman_wellness specialist.az. I'm also on Twitter as on Pittman70 and TikTok is same _ Pittman70. Oh no, football number. Play O-line, D-line, tight end.
Understood.
Whatever.
Understood.
The line.
The line. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's one of the
I play
things.
the line. That's the same thing. Like the more positions you know, the more valuable you are.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Well,
make sure after this interview, I want to help you out with that arm.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to University Through Adversity.
Appreciate it. Thank you.